Hello and welcome to Behind the Lines. I'm Diane Dayton. Today we're going to learn how to eat yourself healthy. And we're with Steph Baughman, and she is a commercial photographer. She's a professional photographer. She had transitioned into nutrition when her children got ill, and she took them homeschooled and started studying nutrition. And she just found a passion for this. Is that right, Steph?
That's right.
Yeah. And what's interesting is that you have books that you've written, but the current one is the Healing Plate, and we're going to talk a lot about that.
Yeah.
But what I think is really interesting is that you have a lot of certifications, right? That's what you're doing, right?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. Let me just give some of those so you know where she's coming from and how she put this together. Weight loss practitioner, nutritional advisor, detox specialist, advanced dietary supplement advisor, nutrition for cancer prevention and longevity, menopause health, and you're currently studying some fundamentals of what?
Pathophysiology, natural
medicine.
Yeah. Sorry, blinked out there a minute. Yeah, anatomy and physiology.
Yeah, I wanted you to say the
Pathophysiology.
That's it. That's the one I wanted you to say.
Yeah.
So we're real good with that.
Yes.
So the Tasteful Plate is your website that actually incorporates a lot, isn't it?
Yes. So it incorporates healing, nutritional healing, everything that you just said. Plus, I also have an online course that people can sign up. It's like a 12-week course that comes with shopping lists, cookbooks, menus, along with why do I do what I do. I kind of call it a manual for your body.
Yeah, it really is. You're also a private chef, which is very cool and makes sense, and you put recipes in this book too, right?
I did, lots of recipes.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about what this book is really all about. The Healing Plate. It's like, tell me what you eat and I'll tell you who you are. Wow. That says a lot.
Yes, and that was written by the doctor who did my foreword to my book. And so food is so important to our lives. It's our social network. It's our healing palate if we let it be, but it's also our harming palate if we let it be. And so the Healing Plate is about eating yourself healthy. So what I did was I researched around the world for foods that were proven to help fight cancer. And then I wrote a cookbook based on those foods. So the foods in here are all those foods. Not saying there's other foods that you can eat that are good for you, because they are, but these are the ones that specifically help fight cancer.
Yeah. And one of the things you talk about too is when you prepare the food yourself, you are in control of all of the ingredients. And that's what's important too, isn't it?
Very important, because Americans have a sad diet. It really is. It's called the standard American diet, which is sad.
Okay.
We rely on the grocery store to feed us. We go in and we see what's on sale, and that's what we buy many times. And so it's processed food laden with lots of sugar. So there's like 72 different names of sugar. So you can look at a package, you can go, oh, there's only one kind of sugar in this. But if you know all the names of sugar, there's probably 5, 6, or 7 different kinds.
Yeah.
And sugar, even though your body needs it, so does cancer. So if you inundate your body with cancer, it's not helpful.
Yeah. So with this, you started to do this to help fight breast cancer.
I did.
You were working with a friend or two, is that right?
I was. Very good friend, and she had breast cancer. So I walked with her through her journey, her lumpectomy, chemo treatments. I was there the day she had surgery. And then another friend showed up at my door, and she was crying, and she's like, I have breast cancer. And I'm like, it's okay. We're gonna figure this out. And then I was away with a bunch of women, and we were at the beach, and they were all sitting on the porch with me. There was like 6 or 7 of them, and I was the only one that didn't have breast cancer. And I was like, or hadn't had it. And I'm like, what the world is going on? Like, what are we eating? What are we doing? What are we breathing? What's causing this?
Yeah.
So that just put me into research mode, and I love to study. So
Yeah.
and I love good food. So I'm like, okay, my friend was needed to get hydrated, but water made her nauseated. So I started making soups, and it was really good because I made very nutritional soups that she could basically eat and drink. She was able to keep the food down, and she's in remission now, so that's pretty awesome. Yeah.
And there was hydration with
hydration, and you need hydration, but boy, the more you go through your treatments, of course, the more it's in your system, and you need it, but pair that with good nutrition and you're winning. You still need to do what your doctor tells you,
Right.
but pair it with great nutrition so that you can get your body to heal itself.
Yeah. So food, you're saying, is not just fuel, but a form of healing, resilience, and I love where you say this, and love.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's been proven that people who have cancer, it's a very big social outlet. And so when everybody's together and they're eating, it's a form of healing. Not only socialization, but healing. And you feel the love with people.
Yeah. And that goes for everybody too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So this book is really a caring companion for the journey of healing, right?
Yes, it is.
And as you say, one nourishing bite at a time.
It is, yeah. It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. So chemotherapy leads to depletion of what?
Okay, I had to write that down because essential electrolytes and minerals, often it's sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium. And Americans are already very magnesium depleted. So when you're losing all those nutrients, you can get neuropathy where your hands they hurt. You could get cramping. But you don't want to just start taking things. You don't want to say, oh, so I should take some sodium pills or put salt in my water or take potassium or calcium. You need to talk to your doctor because often your medication that's depleting you of these certain vitamins, minerals, and nutrients can also, if you take them, it can make it ineffective. So you want to partner it with good food that has those nutrients in it and talk to your doctor. Ask him to do a complete blood workup so you can see where you may be. And they will anyway because, you know, those cancer doctors are fantastic at that, oncologists.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that's where you talk about knowledge is power, right?
Knowledge is power. So the one thing that I put in the book is not only recipes. You know, there's soups, breakfast, lunch, dinners, all sorts of things. But in between, there's lists of food that you can say, oh, these are the best foods for me. So if you see a recipe, you might not like something, substitute it with something else in there. But there's little quippets in there about, I'm eating mangoes because. I'm eating, you know, Pink Lady apples because you want to know, like, what's it doing for me? And there really are yummy foods out there. And people always say, I can't cook. Yes, you can. You can cook. They're easy recipes. And your taste does change when you're going through treatment. However, you got to eat, and you might as well be eating. If your taste is changing, you might as well eat something that's good for you because you need to eat anyway.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And I like the way you have recipes in here and you intersperse it with the information and resources.
Yes.
So this is easy. I mean, you can take it from the beginning straight through, but you can also pick it up and start to look and read different places, right?
You can say, I want something for breakfast. There's great smoothie recipes in there because when you're not feeling well, you need that fluid. Smoothie recipes, and they're like apple strudel. They're just, you know, chocolate or coconut mango. I forget all the ones in there, but they're tasty and they're, you know, they're giving you a little bit of sweetness that's coming from fruit, so you're getting your little sugar fix there.
Yeah.
But it's not going to over inundate you and make you sick.
Yeah, and there are certain foods too that we want to avoid all the time too. I mean, whether you are fighting cancer or just trying to be healthy, right?
Absolutely. Like, you need to stay away from processed foods. So people always say, well, what is processed food? Anything that's not in your container. So anything that's been in a factory. And, you know, you need to be careful. Protein powder, get something, make sure it's organic because it's still processed. You really want, I have a thing in my house that says just eat real food. So you want, you know, organically produced, high quality food.
You really have to read the labels too.
Oh boy, yes.
And it takes a while sometimes when you're out shopping, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It does. You want an organically produced yogurt. If your doctor is saying, you know, you need to get more calcium, like organically produced, no sugar yogurt. You know, organic, I mean, it really needs to say 100% organic because they can play with that too.
That's where it becomes interesting when you're eating out in restaurants too.
Right.
Knowing where you're going and where the food is coming from as well.
Yes. And I do take people to little restaurant tours, I call them, and we'll sit and we'll eat and I'll say, okay, what are you gonna eat? And I'll say, don't smell the French fries because you'll want them.
Oh, I know.
But once you make your choice, then you get to eat it. You don't have to eat it. You get to eat it. You get to nourish your body. You get to make it heal whole and healthy. Like you get to serve yourself.
Yeah. And it makes so much sense. What we put into our body makes a difference. It's like fuel in a car, too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It totally does. One of the other things, too, that we're going to get into is mindset.
Yes.
It really is about your mindset, too.
Super important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mindset is, rather than saying, I have cancer, you want to say, I've been diagnosed with cancer.
Right.
Because don't own disease. Don't own that. Don't own pain.
Right.
Your mindset has to be, I can be better.
Yeah. Okay, then we'll get into a little bit more of this, and boy, do we have some other things we're going to talk about with this too, as we eat ourselves healthy with Steph Baughman. Stay with us.
You're watching Lancaster Community TV, LCTV 66.
Welcome back to Behind the Lines. We're talking about how we can eat ourselves healthy, the healing plate, and Steph Baughman. So Steph, this book that you just released is great. We're talking about the mindset and how your thoughts carry weight and how we should celebrate even some of the smallest victories. Is that right?
Absolutely, yeah. So don't get too hard on yourself. You're sick.
Yeah.
But don't say, I'm sick.
Right.
You want to keep your mind at a place where every little thing is a big victory. I got out of bed today and I took a shower and I drank a whole smoothie.
Yeah.
And then I rested. And you know what? Good for you. You're doing well.
Yeah.
Your mind is powerful. It will either talk you into healing or sickness. And I totally believe that with my whole heart.
Yeah.
Keeping a positive attitude is so important.
It's believing in your ability to heal, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we always hear that sugar is not good, and that's so true. And processed food, those are things that we should really just cut out of our diets, whether we're fighting cancer or whether we're healthy. Is that right?
Absolutely. Sugar is, so even though every cell in your body needs glucose, which is sugar, over inundating it with the wrong sugars isn't going to get you healthier.
Right.
It probably will make you sicker. Statistics show.
What are healthy sugars?
Stevia is really healthy.
Okay.
Stevia is super healthy, and it has properties in it that have actually been shown to help fight cancer.
Okay.
So I'm a big stevia fan, and there's lots of flavors of it, and you can get it organically. If you don't know where to get a hold of me. I'll get it to you and send it to you. There's just so many flavors. There's chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, peanut butter, cranberry, lemon, lime.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's so many.
It sounds endless, yes.
It is, and they're good.
Okay.
You just don't want too much, just like you don't want too much sugar.
Absolutely, absolutely. One of the things you hear talked about a lot, but let's address free radicals and antioxidants.
Okay, so free radicals, you want to think of them as rust.
Okay.
So it's like a rust on your joint. You want to think of antioxidants as fighting the rust and keeping it from accumulating on your body.
So protection, right?
It's a total protection. Over time, it can damage your DNA, cells, tissues. It contributes to the aging process. There's some really good things out there that you can take and foods that you can eat that are full of antioxidants. Many of them are in the cookbook. There's tons of good antioxidants.
What are some? Let's just tease people as they're watching, perhaps going to get something to eat.
Okay, so,
apples.
I'm sorry?
Apples.
Apples.
Berries, right?
Yep, strawberries, blueberries, any kind of berries.
Okay.
Pink lady apples are like one of the very best things.
All right.
Artichokes.
Wow.
I have to look at all of them. There's pages of them in here.
Walnuts are great for you too,
Nuts and
aren't
seeds
they?
are fantastic, especially walnuts. So if you look at a walnut, it looks like a brain. It's really good for your brain.
That is an interesting way to look at it, right?
Yeah.
I know when I do salads, like the darker leafy greens are good.
Absolutely.
Right.
And I want to say they're cruciferous, but I think I might be pronouncing that wrong.
I think
but
we know
all
what
of
that
those,
is.
broccoli, cauliflower, chard, Swiss chard, but chard the fish too is really good for you.
Yeah.
Organic chicken, organic turkey.
we need wild caught
Oh my
fish
goodness,
to
yes.
explain the difference with that and farm raised.
Okay, so wild caught fish, you catch them out of the ocean, and
Yes.
they're clean fish, I would say.
Okay.
Ones that are farm raised, go visit a farm and you'll see what I mean. But there's just a really, really lot of fish that barely have any room to swim, swimming in their own feces.
Yeah,
And
right.
that's disgusting to me. And if you just look at salmon. So if you look at salmon that's caught, it's this beautiful, deep, reddish pink color.
Yes.
If you look at salmon that's farm raised, it's pale pink.
Ah, okay.
So, it has, you want all that deep red
yes.
in your food because that's the stuff that helps you.
Yeah. And we need to look at different types of tuna too, don't we?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's something to be concerned about as well. It really pays to look at labels.
It absolutely does. And it pays to buy organic. And is it more costly? Yep. Will it save you in the long run? Yes. If you have a little patch of ground outside, grow some things. It's not very hard.
Right.
You can get organic seeds, lettuce, plant a tomato plant. You could plant kale.
Yes.
They require barely any work at all, and you get to eat them, and they're so fresh and so good. Tomatoes, peppers, easy stuff.
I think once you get used to the taste of the organics, it's hard to go back.
It is, because it's so tasty.
It is tasty.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference. And what I've found too, sometimes there's too many things in a container or a bag. I share them with a friend.
Absolutely.
And that's the way to do it
Yes.
too.
Yes. That's the perfect way to do it, especially if you live by yourself.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about this book, because you published this. This was an interesting experience along the way too, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It was really interesting because I thought, gosh, I'm going to write this book for people, and because I want to help them.
Yes.
Am I looking to make $1.5 million on this? Absolutely not. Am I looking to get it into people's hands so they can get better?
Yes.
Yes. Did I know that the process of getting it published would be as painful as it was? Absolutely not.
Right.
Yeah, you can self-publish, which my next book I will self-publish.
Right.
I had somebody help me with this, and I can't say they were totally helpful.
Yeah.
But, we got it done. And,
Right. And it's here.
It's here.
So where do we get this? How do we get a hold of this?
So you can get it on Amazon, and you can
Okay.
either get it in Kindle, paperback, or hardcover.
Okay.
It's also going to be coming out to 40 other places, and I don't have every name, but Barnes and Nobles, it'll be in stores, like
Okay.
in regular stores. You can go in and
Well,
purchase
and
it.
speaking of that too, I know you're going to do some book signing and special events too, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, and I know even at some of them you're going to make some of the recipes
Yes, I
that you present in here, so it can be a tasting experience as well as a book signing
Yes,
too.
because I want, it'd be a great Christmas present for somebody who's struggling, just with nutrition,
Yeah.
or they've gotten a scare.
Yeah.
It's really, really good for prostate cancer. It's just really, the foods are good to heal your body. And
Right.
that's the exciting. And they're tasty. Who wants to eat food that's bland?
Yeah.
And
that's, I think, the important part. You wrote this specifically with your friend with breast cancer, but it is for all types of cancer, and this is actually good for everybody, just for healthy eating.
it absolutely is, because the recipes are healthy. They're tasty. And you can eat other foods that are good for you and mix them in.
Right. Right.
But if you have cancer, you want to try to stick to what's in there, because they are proven foods.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So your website is what?
thetastefulplate.com.
.com. And what are we going to find on there? There's a lot of things, aren't
There
we?
is a lot of things. You're going to find some recipes. There's a blog. You're going to find out all the things I do. I'm a private chef, and people will always say, "What do you make?" And I say, "What do you want?"
Right.
Because
yeah,
I really
exactly.
don't have a menu, because it's really about people and what they want. And everything I use is organically sourced, and it's good, really good for you.
Right.
You'll also find you can click on a link and it'll take you to Amazon. So if you care to order the book, you could.
You also help people with their journeys, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. So I can, I absolutely help people with weight loss and cancer. I will go with them to their appointment. I will write down everything. Of course, I need permission. And then I'll write down all the different treatments,
Oh, wow.
research them, sit
Yes.
down with them and say, okay, before you do any of these, this is what's gonna happen if you do this. This is what's gonna happen if you do this, and this is what's gonna happen if you do this. Which one is going to suit your lifestyle? They're all, here's your pluses, here's your minuses, because there's going to be plus and minus without all
Right.
of them. And then let's devise a healing plan, which this is going to help me tremendously, that of foods that are going to replace
Yes.
what's being lost
Right.
through chemo.
Right. And I know with supplements too, you are strong with trying them yourself before you recommend.
Absolutely.
You also have been through weight loss yourself, so you
I
know what
have.
you're talking about with
Yes.
that too. And I think that's what's key. You've been on this journey yourself.
I have.
So you can walk with people with authenticity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's really key.
Yeah, because I was looking at one time, before I lost my weight, I was looking at thyroid cancer. And I was like, oh my goodness, I have to do something to get myself better.
Yeah.
And that's when I really started, my kids were also sick, so we were eating pretty healthy.
Yeah.
But I wasn't taking care of me. And the only one that can take care of you is you.
Absolutely.
You can say, oh, my husband makes me eat. People will say that. They brought in cake and it was for me and I had to eat it. And I'm like, yeah, probably not. They probably really wanted the cake. They
Right.
know you really like the cake. So if they can put their guilt on you and make you eat the cake, everybody's losing.
Okay.
Does that make sense though?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So,
right.
yeah.
So as a group and as a family, as an individual, let's work on what we actually eat.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and make a big difference so we can actually eat ourselves healthy.
Yes, and there's even desserts in there. So,
You know?
yeah, and they're
There you
healthy
go.
and they're good.
They are.
Yeah.
The healing plate. Thank you so much,
You're
Steph,
welcome.
for writing this and for sharing it. And everybody, you know where to go get it. Go to Amazon, go to the bookstores, and get a hold of Steph. You can find that too. Thanks again, Steph.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us today on Behind the Lines. I'm Diane Dayton, reminding you to look behind the lines. You might be surprised what you find.
You're watching Lancaster Community TV, LCTV 66.